Hey guys, it's Ashley and today is Monday, July 18th, the first day of Booktubeathon 2016. Hooray! It's about 20 minutes to 3 in the afternoon. I'm getting ready to go into work. I'm here in the parking lot a little bit early so I can hopefully knock out another chapter of this. I didn't get as much reading done this morning as I wanted to because I woke up really tired and kind of dizzy. There's like a thunderstorm due, so I think that's just messing with my vertigo issues. But I did read about 50 pages of On the Road, which was just taking a while for me to get through. I think because I'm tired and it's not really my style of writing. It's very rambly, very long run-on sentences. It's almost like you sat down at a bar with this guy who's had a couple beers and he's telling you about this trip he went on with no backstory or context whatsoever. So it's a little bit hard to follow at first, but it's not unenjoyable. But I am thinking I'm going to drive myself up to the mountains tomorrow, which is about 4 hours of driving, maybe more if I decide to actually go over the mountains. So I'm going to see if I can find On the Road on audiobook and take that with me. And I think that would be a little bit easier for me to get through and also a good way to use all of that driving time. So in addition to those 50 pages, I read about 75 pages so far of Looking for Lovely. I'm going to hopefully knock out another chapter or two before I have to go into work. My goal is to finish this before I go to sleep tonight. Whether that happens or not, who knows? If I get home and I'm really, really tired, I might just read a little bit of Grace's book because that's the one I said I was going to read only after dark. So we'll see. Maybe I'll do a check-in later tonight before I go to bed, and maybe I'll just see you in the morning. But either way, for you, it's going to be about 1 second.
All right, so it is day 2 of Booktubeathon, and I am up in the lovely, lovely White Mountains. This is my happy spot, my favorite place in the entire world. You can see behind me the Pemigewasset River. Actually, technically, I'm in it. It's a little chilly today. It's like barely 70 degrees, maybe. So the water's a little cold, but I don't care. It's nice. It's kind of like therapy for me. So I just finished my first complete book of Booktubeathon, Looking for Lovely by Anne Heath Downs. I've been listening to On the Road on my trip up here. It took me 2 hours to get up here. It'll take me 2 hours to get back. And I'm thinking I might drive a little further up into the mountains, which will be about another hour. So I should be able to finish On the Road while I'm on the road home. I just have to get in the river. It's cold and it's so lovely. It's super high. It's not usually this high, but we've had some rain yesterday and the day before. So it's very high. All my usual sit and read spots are like underwater, and this is as far as I dare to go because it's rushing so much, and I'm by myself, so that's probably not a good idea to get rushed away by the river. So I'll check in later.
Once again, vlogging in my car. How glamorous am I? I am currently in Littleton, New Hampshire. Let's take a look around. This is one of my favorite spots too. There's Shutters. It boasts the world's longest candy counter. So of course, I went in and I got some candy. How about a little candy haul? Yay! I got some jelly beans. My two favorites are Tutti Frutti and Toasted Marshmallow. And then I also picked up some of the champagne because those are yummy too. And I think I threw in a few martini to see what those are like. I didn't get too much else. I got a honey stick. I got some of the bananas and a fun dip. And a couple of these wax bottles. I love these things. People look at me like I'm crazy. They're so good. I don't know. It might just be a nostalgia thing. And then the fangirl in me could not pass up. This is really hard to do with one hand because I'm holding you on my steering wheel. Car is off, obviously I'm parked. I have a moose and squirrel cookie cutter. I could not resist. My fangirl heart just had to buy them. They were 99 cents each. And I'm wearing my moose and squirrel always keep fighting shirt. So like it was mandatory. I didn't have a choice. I had to buy them. Then I also, the last thing I bought there was a Fufu Berry soda, Jones soda. I love these things. I only get them up here. Every once in a blue moon on some other vacation, I'll get them someplace else. But really, Fufu Berries are Littleton, New Hampshire to me. And then I went walking around. I went into a bookstore and didn't buy anything. Amazing, I know. But they didn't have the best selection because it's this tiny little mountain bookshop. And there was no books that I felt like paying full price for up here. So I was just wandering around. I wandered into this consignment store. It's actually right here next to me. Modern Antiques. And they have like a lot of furniture and dishes and kitchenwares and things, and then just random little doodads. And there was a shelf of books. It was mostly Hardy Boy books, but there were a couple like Golden House books as well. And then there was one that I was super excited about, and I just have to show you. It is Harriet the Spy by Louise Fitzhugh. Harriet the Spy was one of my absolute favorite movies growing up. Like for a while, I'm pretty sure I carried around a notebook and pretended to spy on people. A friend and I even like made our own little detective kits to be detectives, but I never actually read the book. And I was thinking about it fairly recently that I'd never read it. I hadn't seen it for sale anywhere. And then I go into this little consignment store and it's sitting there and it said $5. And I'm like, like whatever, I'm doing it. And I get up there and he's like, oh, why does it say $5? It should be $3. So dreams coming true for $3. I'm so excited. I cannot wait to read this. So that was a lot of things not related to Booktubeathon, but I just wanted to share. As far as reading goes, I listened to some more of On the Road, which I'm liking the audiobook a lot more than I was reading the book. This guy is making me laugh at times, and it's a lot better, for me at least, in spoken word form. So I'm enjoying that. I should finish it up on my drive home. So we're making good progress on Booktubeathon. I always feel when I do readathons like I need to get them all done right now. But I know, like, realistically, I have the entire week. I still have, 5.5 days left. So if I don't read them all today, it's okay. I just gotta keep telling myself that. I also started Neverland Wars. I'm about 40 pages into that. So we're doing really good. We're doing really good. I'm very hopeful. Hey guys, it's Wednesday night, just about 10 o'clock. And I haven't updated you since yesterday at like 3-ish. So when I got home yesterday, I still wasn't done with the audiobook of On the Road, but I finished it last night while I was coloring a picture because I didn't know how else to listen to an audiobook. So that's done. So 2 books are done for Booktubeathon. Then today I started Own It by Tabitha Coffee while I was at work during my lunch break, and I read some more when I got home. I was exhausted, so I didn't read as much as I was going to because I took a nap and played on the internet instead. But I'm halfway through Own It. It's not what I expected it to be, so I'm not enjoying it as much as I thought I would and as much as I wanted to. It's definitely a business book. Even though it says be the boss of your life at home and in the workplace, it's definitely a business book more than a self-help book. But I'm going to continue reading it because I'm hoping that the second half, which is more about relationships, will be more applicable to regular life or any business I decide to start in the future. So we'll see. I'll let you know on that. And right now, it's finally dark outside, so I'm going to continue reading Grace's Guide. I got about a third of the way through it last night, so that's exciting. I'm hoping to knock out another third or so tonight before I get too tired to stay awake. I should have a good chunk of time to spend reading tomorrow. So that's where I'm at. I'll check back in tomorrow at some point. Hey, so here it is, Thursday, almost noon. It's 11:45, and I'm about to head out to work for a 3-hour course. I have done absolutely 0 reading today so far. I woke up, ate breakfast, poked around on the internet for a little bit, and then my owl crate was here, so I did a live unboxing of that twice. You can go watch the video and see what I mean. So yeah, after this course, I have plans to shoot a video, like a regular video for my channel, which will take me at least an hour to film, and then I'm hoping to edit it and get it up tonight. Might push that off tomorrow so I can get some reading done. I am bringing a book with me to this course in case they give us like a 10-minute break or something in between, but otherwise, it's not looking like I'm gonna get a whole lot of reading done today. Alright, so it is bedtime on Thursday, and I've done almost no reading today. I read a couple pages on break during my course, and that was really it. I don't know, the video that I shot, I ended up shooting with my sister, which made it longer and better, I think. You would have already seen that video, our Dream Jar video, which was a lot of fun, so I'm glad I did it, but I just didn't get much reading done. Also, I think I really wasn't in the mood for a fantasy today, and I was trying to read Neverland Wars, so instead I switched over to The Measure of a Lady by Deanne Gist, which is much more what I'm in the mood for. I flew through 44 pages in like no time. It's a Christian romance set in the Gold Rush in San Francisco. The 2 main characters absolutely hate each other, and I know that they're gonna fall in love, so I'm excited. Those are always my favorite stories. I should actually be going to sleep now because I'm working at 7 a.m., but I think my body is starting to actually feel the effects of caffeine, which is a new sensation for me as I'm approaching 30. Apparently I can't just like drink caffeine and go to bed. Weird, but apparently that's a thing. So I'll probably stay up reading this for a while. Hopefully not too long, because I do need to function like a normal human at 7 a.m. Hey guys, it's Friday night and I am exhausted. It's literally like 8:36 and I'm exhausted and ready to go to bed. I didn't sleep well last night. I did read half of The Measure of a Lady, which was awesome. I'm loving it so far. I would have stayed up and read the entire thing, but I had to work. So as it was, I read halfway through until midnight, but I could have easily just stayed up till like 3 and finished it. So I'm gonna try and stay up and read it tonight, but I'm tired, so it's probably not gonna happen. I did finish Own It by Tabitha Coffee, so now we have 3 completed books and 3... Hang on. So now we have 3 completed books for Booktubeathon. I've got 2 that I'm halfway through. I've got 1 that I'm 30, 40 pages in, and I've got 1 that I haven't started yet. Tomorrow is Saturday, and I'm working the evening shift, so I have all morning to try and get some reading done. And then Sunday, really not much reading is going to happen. I'm going to try and finish any books that I still have pending. If I can finish them all tonight and tomorrow, then I will read Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. But I don't think I'm going to get to 7 books. I might get to like 5 or 6. That's ambitious too. But we'll see. We'll see how tonight goes. All right, so it is Saturday afternoon, but I did finish The Measure of a Lady this morning. It was good. I have some thoughts, so you'll see those in my wrap up, and hopefully I'll get around to reviewing all these books that I've read. I'm so far behind in that goal for the year. But anyway, so I finished that. I am about to start Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. I literally opened it up to the very first page, and before I could even start reading, I saw the illustration and was like, hey, that's not Quentin Blake. Quentin Blake didn't illustrate this. And I was right. It's not Quentin Blake. It's Alfred Knopf. I think I'm becoming a little bit of a Roald Dahl expert and a Quentin Blake expert by extension. Yeah, so I'm thinking this might have been before the friendship with Quentin Blake, because most of Dahl's books are illustrated by Quentin Blake. So I'm going to have to look that up. One of the books on my list is a biography. So that's where I'm at. I'm going to read some of this before I go to work, and then hopefully be able to finish this either at work or before I go to sleep tonight, because tomorrow is Sunday, and so I won't get a lot of reading done. If I can finish this today, that would be exciting, and then tomorrow I won't have time to read until about 8 p.m. at the earliest, and so by then it should be about dark or dark enough to start reading and finish Grace's Guide before 11:59 tomorrow. So I think that's what's going to happen. I think that I'll probably hit 6 books, and it's going to be Charlie and the Chocolate Factory and Grace's Guide, and I probably won't get to Neverland Wars. I don't know. I wasn't really feeling it this week, so that's okay. I'm feeling good. We'll see how much I actually get to. My battery's about to die, so I'm going to make this quick. It is Sunday night. It is 8:17 p.m. I had church this morning, and then my friends and I, after lunch, went out to IKEA, and then we came home and played Mario, so it's been a fun afternoon. But now that they're gone, I can finish up reading. I have half of Grace's Guide left, so my goal is to finish this before midnight, which should be pretty easy. I'm pretty sure I'm not going to make the 7-book challenge because I'm only like 50 pages into the Neverland Wars, and it's like 250 pages, so it's just not going to happen in 4 hours. But that's okay. 6 books is still pretty solid. And I tried to find like another book that would fit that challenge. That challenge was a book that you discovered from Booktube, but all the books that I've discovered through Booktube are pretty long, so, or at least the ones that I have like readily available. So I'm just going to give up that challenge, but that's okay. And then I didn't get to watch the film adaptation of On the Road. I am going to watch it tomorrow because I do have time, but I'm going to count it, you know? I'm going to go read Grace's Guide, and I will check in at midnight or when I finish it or something like that. It's late. I've been up for a while. It is just past 11 o'clock, so it's not technically over for like another 50 minutes, but it's over for me. I finished Grace Helbig's book a little while ago, and now I'm watching Grace videos because I just needed to. But I'm counting it over because there's no way I'm going to finish an entire novel in 50 minutes. It's just not happening. So, yay! Booktubeathon is in the books. It was a very successful... Why is my hand blue? Oh my gosh. Let's see if you can see that. I got a new watch a couple weeks ago, and I've only worn it like 3 times, and apparently it makes my wrist blue. That's cool, especially because that blue is a lot darker than the actual color of the watch, so that's fun. Yeah, Booktubeathon for 2016 is over. It was a lot of fun. It was my first Booktubeathon. I met all but one of the challenges, and I did 0 videos, so yay me. I did 1 or 2 Instagrams, but it was still fun. I liked the challenge aspect of it, and maybe next year I'll be able to do the video aspect too. I hope you've enjoyed this vlog style. I hope it actually makes the light of day. If you did like it, give it a thumbs up. Let me know if I should do it again. And just like that, it's over. We tend to our good reads. We count our read. Tubers and grammars alike wonder if this really means freedom. Not yet. It's time for a wrap up. Not gonna lie, I thought of that little wrap thing last night and I cracked myself up with it in the vlog, but then I decided I should like do it a little more professionally because I thought of that second line after the video. So you're welcome. So I wanted to just do a quick little wrap up to wrap up this vlog instead of doing a separate video. I just wanted to do it all in one. I'm not gonna get too in depth. I will talk about them in my monthly wrap up. So for Booktubeathon, I finished a total of 6 books and 6 challenges, which I am pretty thrilled with. That is amazing to me that I finished 6 books in a week and 6 of the challenges. So there was only 1 book and 1 challenge I didn't finish, and even that one I got like 60 pages into, so I'm calling this a successful read-a-thon. The first book I finished was Looking for Lovely by Annie F. Downs. This fulfilled the challenge of read a book with yellow in the cover. She's got the little yellows all over. This book by Annie was not my favorite book by her. I loved Let's All Be Brave. This one is about a time in her life when she was very broken and how she found healing and how to look for those lovely moments in the midst of all the bad things. So it wasn't like a self-help book. It was just very honest and very raw about what she went through and some things that might help you as well. It was really nice. I think I gave it 4 stars. The second book I read, I actually listened to. It was On the Road by Jack Kerouac. This was for the challenge, read a book and watch its movie adaptation. So I listened to this on audiobook. I didn't love it. It is one of those like cult classics, and being from Lowell, where Jack Kerouac is from, I felt like I had to read it, and so I finally did. And I'm glad I did, because now I know that it's just not my style of book. It's basically during the Beat era in the 40s, and he goes on this great quest to go across the country, and he's meeting different people, and there's this guy Dean, and they have a friendship, and they're like just very tumultuous, going through all sorts of things, and just really not my type of thing. I mean, I love road trip stories, but this wasn't the kind of road trip story I wanted. There's really not a big plot. There's not much of a storyline. It's just little bits and pieces together. So I did give this 3 out of 5 stars. I understand why it's like an important book and why people love it and stuff. It does capture like a moment in time, but it wasn't my thing. And I watched the movie last night really, really late, and I liked the movie even less than the book. It had Kristen Stewart as one of the girlfriends. It was just all sex and drugs, and everybody was like physically dirty, like just covered in dirt the whole time and sleeping with everybody, and I felt like there was less plot and point in the movie than in the book. I'm not a fan. Again, I gave the book 3 stars because I understand why it's important, but personally it would get like 1 or 2. Then I read Own It by Tabitha Coffey. Tabitha is a hairstylist, and she was on a couple different reality shows on Bravo that I loved watching. I've read her other book, It's Not About the Hair, and I loved that book, and so I was really excited to read this one. The tagline is "Be the boss of your life at home and in the workplace," so I thought it was going to be like a really fun self-help book with some business tips and things like that, but it really was a business book. There was very few things about personal life other than like how to deal with relationships. Most of it was business advice, which was fine, but it wasn't what I was looking for. I give it 3 stars. If you're just starting a business, this would probably be something to look into, but otherwise it's definitely not like a personal self-help book at all. So this was for challenge number 7, which was just read 7 books. This was the extra one that I picked. Then for the challenge of read a favorite author, I read Measure of a Lady by Deanne Gist. I really enjoyed this book. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. It's about a woman named Rachel, who's a very proper, prim woman. She's traveling with her dad and her 2 siblings to Gold Rush, California to join the gold rush. Her dad wants to go and collect gold and things. On the trip over, he passes away, and so now she's stranded with her 2 younger siblings, and she has to make a go of it. It turns out she's the only lady in the town. There are a few other women, but they are women of ill repute. The gold rush era, San Francisco was very immoral. There was a lot of gambling, and there was a lot of prostitution and that sort of thing, and so now she's struggling to keep her siblings from getting involved in these things, and sometimes failing, and she's just really feeling bad about herself. She becomes a bit of a hypocrite at times, and so it's kind of her journey to figure out how to live here and keep her values and keep her religion. You kind of get to see her faith and her perception of God grow in this new environment, which was really cool. I did have some minor issues with it, but nothing insane. I enjoyed it. Then I finished Charlie and the Chocolate Factory by Roald Dahl. This fulfilled read a book that is older than you, because it is many years older than me, and I loved this. I love the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory movie, the original with Gene Wilder. I'm not a fan of the Johnny Depp one, but I loved the book. I enjoyed it. 5 out of 5 stars. And then for the challenge of read a book only after dark, I read Grace's Guide by Grace Helbig. This was her first book. It is a guide to adulting, basically, and it was okay. I gave it 3 out of 5 stars. Being almost 30, most of it doesn't apply to me, so I think that's where most of my issues came from, but it was funny. I loved all the pictures throughout. I thought they were great, and that's what kept me reading, really. But honestly, if it wasn't for the fact that I was doing this read-a-thon, I probably wouldn't have finished this book. Again, a lot of that probably has to do with my age. And then I did not finish Neverland Wars. I don't know, it just wasn't catching me in during this week. I am still going to read it, but not in a rush thing. So I did not finish Neverland Wars, meaning I did not complete the challenge of read a book that you discovered through Booktube. However, 6 books in 7 days is pretty good, and they're not really just like little books, so I'm very proud of myself. If you did Booktubeathon, let me know down below how you did. Let me know which books you've read this week, whether you did Booktubeathon or not. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you soon. Bye.